Welcome to Soul Aligned Living's Transformational Tea Talk. It's been a while. So, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about where we've been for the past 10 months. We took a little pause, we've had a lot go on in the last year. So, today we're going to talk about what's been going on, where we've been, what we've been working on, and just see where it takes us, really. Because we never really know until we start talking. Sometimes it goes in a different direction. So, how deep do we want to start, I guess, is the question.
Well, this one should come with a warning. If we're
It
going
should.
deep, this one should be trigger warnings. This is going to be some really deep stuff that you might need emotional support for.
Yes.
But I feel like that's a lot of ours, though.
Yeah. It's kind of what our audience is here for, maybe.
Yeah.
So about 10 months ago, we all kind of suffered a major loss with the death of my grandson. And then only 3 weeks later, the death of Shannon's grandson. And then we kind of took a pause, expecting it to be a short pause, not really realizing how long of a pause we needed to deal with all of that. And then other life circumstances happening, and not all bad, some very good, some very good, and then, some not so good. So I think the focus of my talk today is going to be more on giving ourselves the permission to take a pause. And we don't have to show up for the rest of the world when we are not in our best headspace just because of what our profession is, or because we're coaches and healers or whatever. We still have to take care of ourselves and prioritize ourselves.
Yeah, life has been happening, and learning how to deal with that has been a lot. After the death of my grandson and still processing the death of yours, I ended up going on a 3-week European cruise tour, exploring the world. It was bittersweet, trying to heal and live and not crawl under a table and just check out, which is kind of what I think I wanted to do. I think it's perfectly normal. But my family was like, no, mom, keep living. So trying to live and process life and all that's happened, good, bad, all of it is important because we have to process it. We have to process it.
So we did take some time for ourselves, and we also have to remind ourselves in those times that we are still living. We're still living our lives, and even though we may not like what has happened, in the time that in this past year, I not only lost my grandson 10 months ago, my great grandson, I just recently lost my 18-year-old grandson. And dealing with that and being there because, as we get older, we are, as moms, we become the support. As grandmothers, we are the support. As great grandmothers. So trying to take care of yourself, self-care, but also trying to be there and hold space for your children and your other grandchildren and the rest of the family.
Yeah, there's nothing like the grief of losing a child or a grandchild and watching your child go through this pain and knowing that you just want to take it away from them and you can't. There's nothing you can do. Definitely having a
Nothing you
hold
can do.
space. And,
You just sit there and breathe in love and breathe out love.
mm-hmm.
That's all you can do in that moment.
Yeah, um, it was hard. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. But
Mm-hmm.
my kids, my family, my support system, who I was trying to be there for, was all like, no, if nothing else, this is our reminder that we have to go on with our lives. We have to live. We have to learn how to heal and process and move forward, because if anything, I've realized that there are no guarantees in life. There are none. So we have to focus on living and being and just keep moving forward and processing. Keep moving forward, live, enjoy, love the ones that are here with us now. Make that our priority. Our family, our friends, and taking care of ourselves. Taking care of ourselves is how we do that. If we don't take
Mhm.
care of ourselves, there is no way we can be present, hold space, or take care of anyone else. So, yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Yes, so in saying that, as we're holding space and being there for our family, that doesn't mean that we shove it down and we hold it down. We feel it too, need to process it, and because it's real easy to do. I'm going to be strong. I'm not going to show, I'm not going to go there, but that's not good for you either. So allow yourself to mourn and to feel it and be sad and cry.
Yeah, I one of the things, going back to, when my grandson died, it was I kind of closed off to the world. Don't think I really talked to a whole lot of anyone. I just kind of shut down.
Mhm.
Didn't talk to Shannon. My mom showed up. She was there. She drove 2 days to get there to help support me so that I could support my daughter. And and then, and as the year has went by and we've worked through these things and, worked on our own healing and taking care of ourselves with the normal everyday chaos that life is for all of us, that doesn't stop just because you have something tragic happen in your life. Um, and then moving forward in having also good things, like then I had a granddaughter that was born just 4 months, 4 months after the death of my grandson. So trying to process that complete devastation with this joy at the same time was also something that I've not ever experienced. So
Me
like
neither.
we went from like earth shattering sorrow to, this pure joy within a few months of time, and just trying. Stress is stress no matter if it's good stress or bad stress.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, so we have, this brand new baby in our family that is perfect and beautiful. And we still also lost a grandson. So trying to just balance that out and deal with the emotions that come up with that, and recognizing that, sometimes I'm really bad about giving to everybody. Like I just give to everyone, but I don't often give to myself. So I think that when I shut down that 2 weeks, that I just didn't talk to anybody. Um, like it was, even though I was giving to my daughter, it was more about processing myself and healing for myself, and not giving to anyone else. I didn't, at that point, did not care how anybody else felt about it or what their emotions were. It was all about dealing with my own. And that's what I needed in that moment.
Yes. That's something we all forget about. It's like sometimes it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or feels or needs. We have to take care of ourselves, because if not, we can't take care of other people. And I think that's what we're all trying to do, is teach everyone how to take care of ourselves and listen to what our needs are, because yeah, that was a lot that we went through. It was a lot.
Mhm. And then a lot of good things.
Yes.
Balancing out the year with a lot of good things also. Um, so, I mean, Shannon is quite the adventure.
There are some days I don't know where I'm living. I'm like, But I chose to come out here to Arizona to immerse myself into Zen wellness, the place where I learned Tai Chi and Qigong and Kung Fu. So I felt like being present and learning so that I can teach better was important to me, but that comes with a lot of instability. A lot of instability. But it's all working out because, like I always say, the universe is got me. Like the universe has always got my best interest.
The universe is always giving us signs and
Mhm.
always telling us something, and puts us where we're supposed to be, even though it doesn't always make sense in the moment. And I can think back of my life over the last year and where all I've been and where I am now, and things like sit in amazement sometimes because I was like, didn't see this one coming.
No, no. Life has certainly been a journey this year, an adventure
Yeah,
this
yeah.
past year
Yeah.
for
It's
all of
about
us.
you know taking whatever it is, whatever the situation is, because some of it we don't have control over. I mean, there is a
Right.
school of thought out there that we do manifest everything that happens to us. I'm sorry, but none of us manifested our grandchildren dying. That none of us manifested that. So that's not a thing. Yes, we can manifest. I do believe in manifestation, but everything that happens to us is not because of our manifestations. Sometimes the universe puts things into our path so that we can grow from it. So it's completely outside of ourselves that these things are happening, and how we deal with those things as they arise. So, how we handle those situations, whatever it may be. So, we're put in these situations, we learn a lesson from it, we grow from it, we move on. And so, I think over the last year, at least the last 10 months, since, our whole world shattered, that's kind of where we've been. We've been continuing to work on ourselves, working on our classes and our courses and things like that. And we've been doing a lot in the background, even though we've not been sharing as much on social media. I want to do.
I was just going to say, if nothing else, this, with everything that's happened, I have realized that nothing is promised to us. Absolutely nothing. Life is a gift. And if we're lucky enough to be here, we should be enjoying it and living it to its fullest because there are no guarantees. And
Mhm.
life truly is a gift that's not granted to everyone.
And it's meant to be enjoyed. We are meant to experience life here on earth, and sadly, that includes loss, but also it includes joy. We're meant to be joyful and happy. And yes, we're going to have these things, and we learn how to deal and move forward. And they don't, it's a, well, you've heard of Earth School. It's, it's a learning process, all of it.
Yes. And whenever we talk about healing is a lifelong journey, and it's because of things like this. You can do your healing and you can be healing, and then something else is going to happen that you have to learn how to navigate.
Yeah.
So this year has been all about learning how to navigate through things that I don't think any of us really had much of an idea of how to navigate through. And so, and that, I said to my daughter last week, I said, this is something new we have to learn to navigate. And she says, I don't want to learn to navigate this. And I said, well, I didn't want to learn to navigate the death of Grayson either, but here we are. Life is going to
Yes.
life, and we're just going to keep navigating our way through. So
Yes.
sometimes you just have to. We don't get to choose all of our circumstances, and we do get to choose how we're going to deal with them and how we're going to handle them. That's where our choice comes in. Not necessarily all that life throws at us, but how we handle it. So,
So true.
okay. So we'll pause again.
Yeah, and I want to add this because I don't want to be trite. I don't want to diminish any loss. But our loved ones who are on the other side, they're okay. They're 100% okay. It's us who are left here that are sad and healing. So talk to your loved one, any loved ones who are on the other side of the veil, and let them know you love them. They're there. They're just in another room.
Or in the same room.
I got a whole bunch of people around me, like that are on the other side. We're gonna
We
cut all
can't
this
see
part out.
them.
But
Yeah, we can't see them, but they're there. Yeah.
Yes,
when I went to
exactly.
Castaneda last time and I had my reading with Adele, she goes, "Oh wow!" I'm like, "Yeah, I know. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, there's a lot." I'm like, "Yep,
I carry a lot of them with me, even though I don't talk to them.
yeah, they're all
Yeah.
here."
Yeah. But they could communicate a little bit better, is all I'm saying.
If you could listen a little bit better, ma'am.
Do you know how? I have tried. Years and years of trying.
Well, here's the thing. The older you get, the more open you'll get.
What have we been working on? In the background, while we've also been trying to navigate through all of this, we've been working on some new courses. I have finished my certification for Ayurvedic health counselor. Shannon's going to have to tell us what Shannon's done because I
So
can't
I have
remember
gotten my
everything. I can
200
barely
hours.
remember my own stuff.
I've gotten my 200-hour certification to teach Qigong. I am working on getting my 500-hour now, and doing the deeper dive into that. And I've also gotten, I'm progressing in my Kung Fu training because I like that warrior spirit that comes with the whole martial arts of the Tai Chi, Qigong. But, um, so I've done that, and now I am working on a 7-day introduction to Qigong video. 7-day introduction to Qigong.
But I've been doing some trainings and also just recently started teaching chair yoga to increase my. Um, I really want yoga to be accessible for everybody. And chair yoga is something that I've wanted to learn for a while. So I am in the middle of that course right now. And I did develop a meditation course. So it's a 7-day meditation course that's in a format and it's in a framework to help you remember. If you have a busy mind, like me, even now I will be meditating and my mind, I'm like, it's hard to reel it in. It's almost like holding a bunch of balloons and you're trying helium balloons and they're wanting to go and I'm trying to hold them. So this framework kind of helps get me back on track. So I follow it and then as you get into your meditation, you get into that meditative state. And it takes practice. It doesn't happen overnight, but this course will help get you there or get a person there if someone were to take this course. So it helps me. I'm sharing it to help others. And we're going to go on from there with more meditation learning because I have to say this about meditation because I never thought I could meditate. And now I meditate. I get so much guidance and insights and synchronicities. Now my awareness is just like, but it's because I'm meditating. And there's other ways you can do it. Meditation isn't just sitting and being still. It's doing qigong. That's meditation. Yoga, a walk in the woods. So all of these things are helping you get into that state where you're in the present moment. So I'm pretty passionate about that and I'm looking forward to sharing more.
So very soon, I will have our very own dosha quiz on our website. Probably by the time you're watching this, the dosha quiz will be live. So if you've ever heard me talking about what a dosha is, or if you've heard me talk about pitta or vata or kapha, and during any of our tea talks, and you've wondered what that is, you can go on our website and you can take a dosha quiz and learn more about your own dosha. And then I will have some upcoming courses on diving deeper into your dosha and how you can learn to balance your own health based on what your dosha is, and deal with some pretty serious health conditions also. So we've had some of those come up here recently, even with a few people that, like right off the bat, we can recognize that it's a dosha issue and how to handle it fairly quickly by working with our body, not against our body.
And yoga's still there. And we're going to have a 7-day yoga challenge as soon as they're all filmed for you guys. Just to help make it a daily practice, because we were doing it once a week, but really a little yoga every day, even if you just come to your mat and lay down and just stretch, like arms up and point your toes and just lay there, and then shavasana. There, you've done yoga. So everything, a lot of things that I talk about is a practice, and it's a habit. That makes it a habit. You do it every day. So that's coming up. 7-day Build Your Yoga Practice Challenge.
And then we have a 7-day build your qigong practice. So whichever one suits your fancy, or if both suit your fancy,
Mm-hmm.
you can do both.
And if there's some things that you're looking for, that you're like, I wondered about this, or I'd like to know more about this, you can always drop it in the comments or send us a message and ask. Between the three of us, we are we have a lot, like, there's not a lot of, well, it all overlaps because it's all wellness, but there's all different areas. So we have a lot of learning that we've done that we can share.
So as we're coming back on board and getting back up and running, again, we're going to be restarting our Saturday morning tea talks every week, back live in our Facebook group. And those will be posted on YouTube and on Spotify eventually. And then we finished off our last tea talk was on trauma body and how our body holds trauma and right versus left side and what it can mean. So if you go back and watch that video, and we'll post it in our group again also for those that are in the group, if you go back and watch that video again, it talks about where all the trauma is held in the body, what the right versus the left means, what the shoulders versus the hips mean. But then on our next tea talk, we're going to talk about how you can actually do some movement to kind of release some of that trauma, and how you can process through some of that trauma to work on healing those areas also, which will help with the pain you have in your body and how we store that in our body.
Yes, and I will be resuming Qigong on Sunday mornings, live in Facebook group. We're going to get back up and running here again soon. Full force. Full force.
Yes. And yoga will be moving to Wednesday night, and that will be live in the Facebook group. And I would like to do a meet up, well, I don't know if we could do it. We're on a new platform, so let me get back with you on that. But when we were doing Zoom live where everyone joined, that was a lot of fun. So periodically doing that, but live on Wednesday, and to build that practice. Now, I travel, so sometimes there's no internet service. So on those times that there's not a video, I will make sure I post a video, because I have a library of videos that I can post for you guys so you can do your Wednesday yoga practice. Keep watching. We want to thank everyone for hanging in there this year. Now, a lot of you are still there, still watching things. I know we haven't been posting a whole lot about us or the things that we were doing, but We appreciate and love all of you. Thank you for being there. And if there is something that you want or that you're looking for, or you have any questions, again, just let us know. And we look forward to seeing you. Have a good day.